Payton season high, 24 points. It seemed like for a little while there you couldn't miss. What was working for you today?
Yeah, I think the basket felt like the ocean, so that's always a good feeling. But we started hot, and then we've had some trouble at the beginning of halves and the middle of halves. So I kind of took it upon myself to try and make some plays and propel us to the W. I'm really proud of our guys, the way we responded, the way we battled today. There were some things we could have done better at the end of both halves, but for the most part, we fought for the whole game, and I'm really proud of us.
How important was it for you guys to come out in the second half and for you to get going and kind of match them, because they got going at the end of the first half?
They did. I mean, can you say it again? Sorry.
Yeah, they just. How important was it for you guys to get going in that second half?
It was huge because at the end of the first half they had a couple of really tough shots, and all that work that we did in the first half kind of felt like it went away at the end there. But in the locker room we were talking about we have to start fast, we have to throw the first punch, which we did, and they were making shots too. But we just kept punching, and we had everybody out there making plays. Tony responded. He had a little bit of a rough stretch, but he really played well down the stretch, made some big plays, and he's a gamer like that. Owen was terrific. Ben was great. Everybody stepped up. Josh and DeSante, I was proud of the way that those guys filled in. Proud of Price. That was a very good team effort.
At 0-3, were you guys feeling any pressure coming in like this was a must-win, even though it's still somewhat early in conference play?
Yeah, I mean, you try not to, but that's kind of the reality of it. You don't want to dig yourself too big of a hole, and we did that. We struggled. We had a tough start, but we've been in this spot before. I think every time that I've been here, we've started 1-3 or 0-3. So it kind of, in a way, it frees us up. There's no pressure like coming to stay on top of anything. Now we're kind of the dogs, and we're trying to hunt everybody. And today we did a good job. It's a good first step.
You touched on it a little bit, but just when you had that stretch, kind of less than 3 minutes out from the second half, where you just hit and seemed like everything. What does that feel like?
It's good. I'm just trying to. Then at that point, it's hard to get hard to get open. But if I can, I'm getting it off. I maybe probably took a rushed one, and I kind of, once you start feeling it, you just make reads and you make some boneheaded plays, which I did, it's too bad. But I was out there. You're not really thinking. You're just kind of playing and reading the defense and trying to get your shot off as fast as you can.
What did you guys have to do to compensate for Patrick being out?
Everybody had to step up. I think you saw that with the sophomores. They did a terrific job. Josh was awesome. DeSante was awesome. We've always had that kind of next man up mentality. We've had people hurt in practice. We had a bunch of people hurt last year. So there was never a doubt in my mind that people were going to step right in and fill the role.
You mentioned the hot start. It just kind of seemed like you guys had a lot more energy, making effort plays today. Is that a byproduct of maybe feeling a little bit more, not necessarily pressure, but being 0-3 and feeling like you needed to get a win?
Yeah, I think we talked about having a chip on your shoulder, which I think everybody did. Everyone was all over the floor. We were on the boards. That's a terrific Rutgers team. They're tough. They're physical, and got a lot of respect for them. So we had to be the aggressors too, because that's kind of what their identity is. And I thought we did a good job of that. Obviously, they're going to get some offensive rebounds, but for the most part, we were battling. Our guards were rebounding. Laji was in there on the floor, and everybody was fighting. It's a good thing.
You had 24 points, 8 of 12 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3. I understand that's probably hard to replicate moving forward, but what do you feel like the keys are to kind of stack those types of performances for you personally?
Personally, it's just kind of keeping confidence. It's hard moving into a new role. You're on top of the scouting report, so you have to find kind of new ways to score. But if I can get myself in a rhythm and just go out there and play my game, quit thinking about it, I think that's kind of where I can excel.
How's that been for you to navigate that of maybe being a guy that was behind Chris and Philip, guys that were scouting coming in and kind of more common?
Yeah, I think for the most part you kind of see it in that early to mid and then late second half. I think there was times last year that I'd kind of watch those guys make the plays, and sometimes this year so far I've kind of fell into that role of kind of just disappearing in some moments. So I have to keep up the energy that I had in 20 minutes last year for the full 35 or 40, whatever it is this year, which can be a hard thing, but it's something that I've earned and something that I want, and I'm proud of the way I handled it today. I think you can make big strides and just keep getting better.
How does Owen always seem to be available to you guys around the rim?
He's really good at kind of finding space. We have really good passers that help and kind of draw the big in, but we knew that Clifford wanted to block shots, and he's one of the best in the country at it, so if we could kind of draw him in and throw it down to Owen, and then it was just his job to finish, and he does that. And I'm proud of the way he played. I'm proud of the way that he's continued to improve in his freshman season, and he's he's been terrific for us. He was great today.
Defensively, what was the key?
Last question.
Forcing a lot of missed shots. They took 71 shots, as well as turnovers, getting in transition, forcing those turnovers, getting points off turnovers.
You know, I think the main thing that we can do defensively is really be connected, and we've struggled with that at times. We really struggled with it down the stretch of Wisconsin, which was disappointing, but we watched the film, we addressed it, and you know, today we've gone better. I think, you know, they have good players, they hit some tough shots, but for the most part, nothing was easy. You know, we've kind of identified, we've given up a ton of layups and dunks, so we're trying to, you know, protect the paint better, which today we did a great job of. We were in the gaps helping each other, and you know, if we can just be a team and be connected on that defensive end, then we're going to make strides.
All right, thank you.